Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Paradigm Paradox, going to wrap up Ayamu's route. We're going to get all of his other endings, and then we're going to read all of the little reports and everything else that opened up. So, I've opened up our save file 3. We're going to get our normal end, so we cast Augment on Haruka. I rushed to Haruka's side and cast Augment on her. Haruka, I've got you! This is the very end. Thanks! Like the last choice we made, basically.
You still want to do this? We've already defeated all your vectors.
And okay. You think the normal end is Haruka can never change back? No, okay, because here's Ayamu telling us that he likes us and he can never see us again. I was still mulling ideas over when I received word about Haruka much sooner than I'd anticipated. Is Haruka really out there fighting?
How could you let her go alone? I thought you said you'd do something about it.
I know, that's why I called you all here. I'm not the one who contacted Haruka. Was it Director Mamiya? Yes, the researchers don't know that I called you. Would you go after her? Haruka's planning to intercept Hyuga outside Theta. The location should be around here. We confirmed the location the commander pointed to on the map, then nodded to each other. And that's right outside the research district. Yeah, we can catch up if we leave right now, so let's hurry. Over there! We found Haruka and Hyuga immediately. Haruka must have cast flame dust several times as they were surrounded by burning flames.
She's used too much of her powers.
Kaori murmured that quietly as she came to stand next to me, making me all the more worried. I quickly called out to Haruka. Haruka, we're here to help!
You're welcome!
Shh, reinforcements, eh? We're gonna take you down. Mocha, here comes his attack! Mocha and Sana kept Hyuga busy while Kaori and I ran over to Haruka.
Why are you here? This goes against their conditions. I can't protect Ritsu.
What are you even saying? You're a mess right now. You need to be thinking about yourself instead of Rizzy.
She's right. We have to focus on getting you out of here alive. You're already at your limit. I don't think I have much strength left. I need your help.
You want me to use Augment? But if I do that, you'll... Haruka was definitely maxed out. If I used Augment now, using Flame Dust could cause her irreparable harm.
It's not a one-on-one fight anymore, but I want to finish it myself. And they won't be satisfied if I don't.
Haruka must have been talking about her parents. I knew how Ayamu had lived his life, so I couldn't simply refuse him. Alright, I'll cast Augment on you. I closed my eyes and touched Haruka. After a brief pause, I could feel Augment taking effect.
Thank you. I'll be going now.
Okay.
Sana! Mocha! Fall back!
Kaori shouted to the others as Haruka prepared herself. Sana and Mocha noticed what was going on and began to put distance between themselves and Hyuga. At the same time, Haruka thrust out her hand.
Flame dust!
Her powered flames burst forth, spreading swiftly toward Hyuga. I thought I heard a scream, but Hyuga had quickly disappeared behind the wall of fire. Did we get him?
Yeah, I don't know if I defeated him, but I settled the score.
Sana came over to us, and Haruka answered a question in a low voice. Haruka! Haruka stumbled just then, and I rushed to help her up. She'd used way too much of her powers. Let's head back. Haruka needs to get some rest.
Right.
Is he not going to be able to ever transform back? Let's sit you down right here. Haruka was completely spent, so I maneuvered her onto a chair in the command center. The commander then came over to speak with us. A nice job. Director Mamiya just called.
Was he mad?
Somewhat, but he was satisfied with the results. So, Haruka, how are you doing? Haruka slowly opened her eyes, despite her complete exhaustion.
My abilities have weakened, but I can still use them. But at this rate...
I see. What does that mean? I had no clue what they were talking about, but a bad feeling formed in the pit of my stomach when I saw Kaori's reaction. I debated whether to ask Kaori or Haruka more about it, but then the commander came over to me. This is your fault, and I'm just kidding. Now that things have come to this, I'm gonna have you focus on supporting Haruka. And Director Mamiya intends to continue his research through though Haruka's powers have diminished. We're gonna need your augment ability. And that's why I'm asking you to support her. But only as a friend. Do you understand? Only as a friend? As I pondered what he meant, Haruka spoke up.
And let me explain to her what's going on. Is that all right?
I still didn't understand what she meant, but the commander didn't refuse her suggestion and simply nodded without another word. Here's the thing, okay, as a friend, you can't make her... It's like, I can't control Ayamu's feelings and being around... You know what I mean? Only Ayamu can control his feelings. And even then, when you have feelings for someone, eventually, yes, they might go away, but it's not something you can just be like, oh, turn them off. So, you know what I mean? You're telling me, you can only be her friend. Okay, yeah, but even just me being around might keep Ayamu's feelings in the forefront, and it's going to take him a while to get past them and let them go. So it's not really on me here. It's also not really on him. It's on time, you know? They not comprehend how feelings work? I mean, clearly not, because I don't think feelings would make you lose abilities, but whatever. A few days after Haruka's fight with Hyuga, I was waiting to meet up with Rizzy for the first time in a while. Replacement Lizzie and one more friend. I used the time as I waited to think over the events of that day. After that, Haruka told me everything. We went to the prep room in the chem lab to speak more privately. Haruka looked me directly in the eyes.
Okay, so about my condition. Because I use too much of my powers in a weakened state, I can't get out of my female form. I think I won't ever be able to transform back into Ayamu.
Oh, interesting. I was wondering, and I was like, it sounded like, okay, it's going to take a while, but nope. We're stuck as Haruka. Okay. Oh, no. I was at a complete loss for words when I found out the price Haruka paid during that battle.
I have no regrets. My parents still seem to be interested in me, so I can still protect Ritsu. But that's exactly why I can't allow my powers to deteriorate any further. You'll be with me from now on, but just as a friend, like the commander said. I couldn't do Bloom's missions if I still had feelings for you.
Haruka gave me a sad smile, reminding me of what the commander had told me before. The commander did tell us that we couldn't fall in love, because then we wouldn't be able to use our powers anymore. After hearing Haruka's explanation, everything finally fell into place. Plus, Ayamu/Haruka is probably thinking too, listen, if, in reality, Haruka is still Ayamu inside. So, feelings are still going to exist in him/her. Whatever form Ayamu's in, male form, female form, still has feelings for us. Our feelings for Ayamu aren't going to change because, he's in Haruka's body. You know what I mean? It might. Don't get me wrong. You're like, oh, okay, you still have feelings for this person, but then you could just be like, oh, okay, a romantic relationship is absolutely different than a sexual relationship, right? But you could still have those feelings and still be okay with, okay, my partner, it transforms into a magical girl and is now stuck in that magical girl form, and I don't care. You don't know how we're going to react to that, So, but it's one of those, I feel like Ayamu's being like, hey, yeah, I'm stuck like this, so, we have to just be friends, and it's and we're just going to have to suck it up and be like, yep, even if I was still in love with you regardless, I'm just going to pretend that I'm not, so that it makes it easier for you to let go of your feelings and, move on, because you can convince yourself, well, she might have liked me if I were a guy, but now that I'm a girl, we're just buds because she's not a lesbian. Well, you never know. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm pan. You have no idea what I am. Maybe it doesn't matter. But we're going to have to just keep our mouths shut for Haruka's sake, which is just sad. Ayamu said he liked me, but there was a reason why he couldn't be with me. And then the commander told me to support him, but only as a friend. That meant the commander was aware of not only Ayamu's feelings, but also mine. If he's gonna stay as Haruka, then Ayumu's got no other option but to continue with the blooms. And in that case, I can't be the reason all of his powers dissipate. Though he rejected me now, I hoped I could still tell Ayumu how I felt someday. I wanted to tell him I liked him too, but I had to bury those feelings right now if I truly cared about Ayumu. This normal end is a little forlorn and sad. But you could, I guess, still hold out hope that maybe he'll eventually gain enough power back, or Tokyo will figure out that, like, my body fluids, well, that's a little appropriate when you phrase it that way, can help him or gain enough power to maybe turn back into himself. You know what I mean? Like, and then we get to our good end. So you could, like, you could say that it's still going to happen that way. But for now, it's like a little bittersweet moment.
It's been a while since you've waited for me like this.
Aww! It's actually so cute. Or a little... I think it's so interesting that he's got a couple of CGs with him as Haruka, because I don't think we had CGs with Mocha or Sena, and we've got CGs with Haruka, and it's kind of adorable. Like, this one's cute as shit. I heard a voice and turned around to see Haruka and Rizzy.
It sure feels strange.
Really? It's no different than how it used to be. It's just like when we all went out last time. I acted as cheerful as I could. Haruka agreed with me.
That's right. I may be your older sister now, but I'll always be with you, Ritsu.
And I'm here for you, too. It's gonna be us 3 girls now.
Yeah, right.
It's gotta be really rough for poor Ayumu. It's like, I'm stuck in, like, yeah, it probably took an adjustment to get used to turning into a magical girl, but you were still always you, except for those, and now you're always your magical girl, and you're never, you know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be really fucking difficult. Like, I can't imagine what this is doing to his psyche, you know what I mean? Because this is not like a choice you made, like, I want to stay as Haruka forever. That's where I feel more comfortable. It's not a choice you made. It was a choice forced on you. And that's gotta feel kind of fucking uncomfortable and strange, you know? As you adjust to it. Did my smile seem genuine enough? I was faking it now, but I wondered if I'd ever be able to really smile about all this. Ayumu's still alive, and he's by our side. That should make us happy, without a doubt. But whenever I let my guard down, the emotions buried deep inside threaten to overflow. This feels more like a bad end, but for now I'll pretend not to notice them. At least until the day when I can truly smile again. Now, let's get going!
Yeah, let's do it.
I started walking, and Rizzy and Haruka followed behind. The 3 of us chatted together and laughed, reminding me of the previous time we went out. Today should be just as fun as that day was. I looked at the 2 of them beside me and felt like I couldn't believe in a better could believe in a better future. I feel like the better future is he's able to transform back and not be stuck like this forever, because it's kind of sad thinking about that, you know what I mean? No, Tokyo, I don't remember what happened so far, you're so rude! Bad End 1 is save file 1. Bad End 3 is save file 1. We're gonna be doing a lot of skipping. Like, this is so forlorn. Did it say? It doesn't say that we got a CG with that one, but we did, obviously. Ritsu's your weak spot. It's true that Rizzy is your weak spot, but that's not the reason I brought her up. It's one of the things I need to talk to you about.
What is that even supposed to mean? Like I said before, no matter what others think of me, I'll make sure Ritsu never knows. Unless I won't make her sad. Be a different story if you told her, of course.
I would never do that. But Rizzy's smart, and I think she'd figure it out on her own. And was this the one? Was it? Yes. I can't remember which button is which for which game. You know what I mean? Power up Haruka with Augment? We'll cast Augment then. That'll be the best way to stop the vectors.
Thank you.
After a short exchange, I held Haruka's hand and cast Augment, imagining I was charging her with my energy.
You should stay back. I doubt this will take out Hyuga or Ikunami, so watch out for them.
Got it. And then leave it to me. Leave it to me! I couldn't let Haruka push herself any further, so I stepped in front of her.
What are you saying? Your psychokinesis isn't enough to defeat them. Just back me up. This is the best way to handle them.
Haruka was probably right. I'm worried about her, but I'm just not powerful enough. I hate to admit it, but this is the only way. Okay. Next choice. Make sure you live for Rizzy. All the wrong choices. You have to make sure you live for Rizzy's sake.
Make sure I live. Are you still worried about me telling you to leave me behind?
You can't just say that like it's nothing. We're but that close. That's what the guide says. That's such a typo. It's so funny. Apparently Atome Kitten outsourced to Tim and Ronald for this typing in the guide. She dictated, but she let them type it. So we're not that close, but she literally typed, we're but that close. So funny. It's true we're not that close, but I like what we have now. I don't really want to get into fights, but if this is what Ayamu's really like, I accept it. I just said what I honestly thought, and Ayamu nodded with a smile.
If that's what you think, then I'll hold back a little. I do enjoy talking with you.
Pull away. I don't wanna. What should I do? He's basically hugging me. That's what's happening, right? I tried to pull away out of sheer embarrassment, but he had a pretty firm grip on my head.
I don't want you to look at my face. So don't pull away, and just stay here a little longer.
Upon hearing that, I decided to stay put. Sure. Okay. Cast Augment on everyone. I'll cast Augment on all of you.
Great.
Haruka smiled at me, and I went around casting Augment on everyone. Everything okay? It's perfect. Thank you very much. And thanks for that. I'm gonna get out there. My Augment boosted everyone's psychokinesis, allowing them to strike down the vectors with rapidity. Okay, and that was just the only difference. And then we cast Augment on Haruka. I was like, do we attack Hyuga? No, this time we do the same thing we did. Okay, but this is the battle. Okay, no, so then this is the same thing where they're telling Ayamu to go out there. He's confessing her feelings, and then, okay. Oh no, where's Haruka? A few days after my talk with Ayamu, I was summoned to the command center. Kaori, Seina, and Moko were there, but not Haruka. According to the commander, Director Mamiya had contacted them about 30 minutes before we'd been called. A group of vectors and someone resembling Hyuga had been spotted heading toward Theta, and the director wanted Haruka to go out there. Okay, so this is like the same scenario where Haruka goes out to fight Hyuga, but is probably going to die or whatever. But instead of being like us going right away and helping like we did in both the normal ending and the good ending, it's been 30 minutes, so Haruka's probably been out there, and we're either going to find her dying, or we're going to go out there right in time to see her die. So, or we might die. Upon hearing that, Haruka left to intercept Hyuga on her own. You said you'd stop her from fighting alone. I know, I'm sorry. I wasn't able to stop Director Mamiya, and Haruka wanted to do it. You all have to get out there right now. It's been a while since Haruka left, and she's already started fighting Hyuga. The commander relayed where they were, and we departed as fast as we could. We get a CG from this, so that's sad. Haruka! When we arrived, we found black smoke blanketing the entire area. The battle must have been fierce. Where is she? I have to find her fast. Look! Over there! I turned in the direction Kaori was pointing and saw two silhouettes in the distance. Burn! That wasn't Haruka's voice, but whatever. I clearly heard Haruka's weak cry despite the distance between us, but her flames were practically sparks by this point. She really is at her limit. We have to rescue her. I ran over to her without a second thought. She looked up when she noticed our footsteps. But before we could get to her... End of the line. Hyuga just killed my girl boyfriend. Oh my god, this CG is kind of tragic. It's so sad. The music isn't helping. In the next instant, I thought I saw Ayamu instead of Haruka. His face looked mournful as I reached my hand out, but before I could reach him, Ayamu vanished, and all I saw was something shiny falling to the ground. And then all the other ones, we at least got to hold them, or they held us, and like this, he just disappears instantly. Oh. Unable to accept what had happened, I hurried forward to catch it before it fell. Haruka, no! Ayumu! Through Kaori, I heard Tokyo scream. Mocha, let's go! We have to avenge her! Sane and Mocha's voices were laced with pain. Their voices were the last sounds I heard. It was as if the entire world had gone silent. I stared at the shining object in my palm. It was a flower crystal, the same as Lizzie left behind. He was just here alive. I almost could have reached him with my hand. Ayumu? Our last conversation replayed in my mind. I felt something break inside me. The love I had for Ayumu and the chance to tell him were lost forever. That much I knew. Well, your love isn't really lost, but I'm sorry I couldn't make it in time. But the flower crystal didn't speak. It only glittered in response as my tears fell around it. I'm not sure why that bad ending kind of hit me harder than the other ones. Like, that one was done very well. Painfully well. Like we have died in some of the other ones and whatever, but that one was, you're just like, oh, that hurts. Like, I don't know why. That hurts a little more. Short bad end, save file 2. Yep. And then let's run. Okay. Let's get out of here. Haruka would surely collapse if we continued to fight. I didn't wait for a reply. I just grabbed her hand and ran. A fool! We can't escape! As Haruka predicted, we didn't get far. Soon I felt something hit my legs and I fell to the ground. You seriously thought you could get away? What dum-dums? I'll take you on. Prepare yourselves. Haruka stepped in front of me to act as a shield, but there were too many vectors with Hyuga and Yukonami. She wouldn't be able to do this alone. She's already at her limit. I ran in order to protect Haruka, but my actions had just backed us further into a corner. Haruka, I'm so sorry.
No need to apologize. This happened because I wasn't strong enough.
Haruka said that only so I could hear. Then she held her hand out in front of her.
I must apologize as well. I'm going to attack them, but it'll likely be the final one. For both you and me.
I closed my eyes and nodded, showing that I understood what she meant. Oh, we're both gonna die. I couldn't run with how injured my legs were. Once Haruka used up all their energy, we wouldn't be able to flee. Yeah, I know. Though I couldn't stand, I tried to give Haruka a little more power by grasping her legs and unleashing Augment. If you ain't gonna come to us, then we'll go to you. I'm guessing you can't move anymore. We'll just finish this here then. Once she saw Hyuga and Yukonami start toward us, Haruka whispered, Flame dust. Gah! Hyuga! Damn, that's hot. Not good. I heard Hyuga and Yukonami for a brief moment, but their voices were drowned out by the flames. The largest blaze I'd ever seen rushed forth, swallowing everything in its path. Eventually, the fire spread toward us. It's all happening so fast. Our lives were ending with such swiftness that none of it felt real. Suddenly, Haruka landed on top of me with a thud. Haruka!
Sorry. I'm sorry, Ritsu.
Ayumu. That's right. Rizzy will be all by herself now. Oh, he's crying. That's so sad. Regret crashed over me, but it was difficult to breathe, and I couldn't move. All I could do was apologize silently to Rizzy. The flames flickered as they drew closer, and for a moment I thought they looked beautiful. I closed my eyes and allowed them to engulf me completely. Like, his bad endings are, like, intense. You know what I mean? And we load save file 3, and this time we attack Hyuga. So the last time it was like, attack Hyuga? Oh, no! Right, because this time we do, and we get a different end. Haruka wasn't her usual self, so I decided to fight Hyuga on my own. I called out to her to let her know. Haruka, I'll deal with Hyuga! No! You have to stay on support! But you look like you're in pain. Don't worry, just leave it to me. I left Haruka behind and ran straight at Hyuga. Fool! That one had enough trouble. You don't stand a chance. I managed to dodge all Hyuga's shots. I knew I could do this. Too slow. Huh? Hyuga suddenly closed in on me and I took a blow to the head. I urged myself to get up, but then I found myself staring straight down the barrel of a gun. Stop! I heard Haruka's voice in the distance, but... Nice knowing ya. A gunshot sounded, and for a split second, I felt the impact. After that, my consciousness sunk into darkness. Well, there we go. Now we'll go into our activity reports. Fun times with those bad endings. Activity reports. Huh. We got Conversation 1 and 2 and The Shameful Past 1 and 4. We've already read those. It's interesting that Ayumu didn't unlock any of these, and he wouldn't have unlocked those. Wow, he didn't really unlock anything. Huh. Weird. Whoops. I'm really surprised, because we already saw these conversations. I'm really surprised those other three, he unlocked nothing. He was useless for unlocking shit. Huh. I'm exhausted. I have so much student council work, but there's no way I can finish it all during lunch. It's stuffy in here, too. I'll just open the window and try to take a break. It's funny, because, Kamui opened a bunch, which I'm thinking were from the common route or whatever. And, Mihaya's opened at least one additional one or whatever, but, his opened none? It's interesting. Yeah, the wind's stronger than I thought. Did they mess up the weather settings again? Wait, this is bad. My photo of Ritsu got blown outside. And it's one of my recent favorites. I cannot let my precious Ritsu get taken like that, even if it's just a photo. Okay, well that's a little odd, but sure. It looked like the photo was swept up into the roof. If I hurry, I might still be able to get it back. Ayu, you seem to be in a rush. Did something happen? Yes, my photo. I mean, a document for the student council got blown under the roof, so I'm off to retrieve it. Oh, really? Sorry to get in your way, then. It's all right. Please excuse me. Hey, did Ayumu mention a photo just now? Maybe it was a photo instead of some documents. Did he? But it's not like him to panic over some photo. Maybe it's a picture of his girlfriend. Girlfriend? No way! Well, I mean... But no. He was obsessed over his sister, but not in that kind of way. I mean, I didn't get that vibe. He's a little... Listen, it's a little bizarre. You're like, sir, you need to simmer down a little, but not in the creepy way. It's like, you're a little too overprotective and a little too... Back off a little. Where is it? Where did it go? I see it. Oh, hey! That hurt. Tokyo, why are you sleeping out here? I was just taking a nap. I see. I'm sorry. I think I stepped on you pretty hard. Are you alright? I'll survive. You're in quite the hurry, though. Everything okay? Yeah, the wind blew my photo of Ritsu out the window, so I chased it here. It's caught right over there. Hey! It flew away again. Looks like it fell downward. I'm sorry, Tokyo. I need to go and grab it. Don't mind me. Oh, he's already gone. Might as well keep snoozing. I have to hurry. What if someone steps on it or it gets dirty? Just the thought of it's unbearable. Sorry. Oh, it's just you, Ayumu. What's the rush? Oh, are you? Sorry I bumped into you. I'd apologize properly, but I have to get going, so I'll talk to you later. Doesn't bother me, but there were a bunch of girls looking for Ayumu. I wonder if he'll be okay. Found it. Thank goodness. I'm glad it's not dirty. What's that rumbling sound? Ayumu, please let me see that photo! Is it a picture of your girlfriend? What? Girlfriend? Is it true you've got a photo of your girlfriend, Ayumu? So you have a girlfriend? What's she like? Is that her in the photo?
No, this isn't my girlfriend. Do I really have to explain? I can't be rude because I want to stay on good terms with everyone, but I don't want people to know about Ritsu. If only I could dodge the question. You know, Ritsu would never pry so much. Why are these girls acting this way?
Because they're in love with you, you idiot.
Can't they show a little restraint, some manners? Ritsu would be much more tactful. Ah, Ritsu, I miss you right now.
Okay, when it's stuff like this where you're like, okay, I can see it gets a little bit weird when he's like, my sister would never act like this. Yeah, because your sister's not in love with you, you dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily think it's his. I think he has a weird obsession with his sister, but it's more like I need to overly protect her. But I also think that he might be a little like dense when it comes to like he's being nice to people and girls are giving him snacks, he's throwing it away and like whatever because he's a little bit cold and a little heartless in a way and just doesn't. I don't think he really connects that the girls are giving him food and fawning over because they kind of have crushes on him. I don't think he gets that. I don't think it's a weird like, oh, these girls aren't as good as my sister. It's more like why aren't they like my sister would never act like this? And it's like, yeah, because your sister's not in love with you. And he's like, wait, what? You're like, yeah, these girls have a crush on you. And he's like, huh? I think he's denser than we are when it comes to that stuff. I really don't think it occurs to him that that's what it is. Like, you know what I mean? I kind of just feel like they did a really bad job at just making him like completely dense about societal norms. He's a bit of a robot. Like a douchey robot, but a robot, you know? I am just really just kind of sad nothing else opened, but that's all right. Ayamu's thoughts.
There's so much to do. Too many things have been going on, so I haven't been able to get to my student council work. I put it off for far too long. I really have to get this all squared away. And all the more reason to, considering what might happen. I don't even know if I'll make it back. Even if I manage to stay alive, I don't know if I'll be able to undo my transformation. I better organize things so I won't have any regrets. But the thing I care about most won't be resolved. I'm so pathetic. I still have these regrets in the end. What's that? A message from Ritsu? She doesn't usually message me. Did something happen? Well, thank goodness it's nothing serious. She just wants to meet up. But she doesn't say why. She's actually quite vague about it. It's not like her. I say it's not like her, but do I really know everything about my sister? Recently, Ritsu's been spending more time with her. She understands her.
It made me so happy when she said she wanted to be friends with me. That's why I care about her. You think Rizzy and Tokyo are precious, right? Why would you assume you're not?
I bet she'd be able to figure out what's going on with Ritsu. She's given her a different kind of support. When did I start to trust her like this? We fought so much at first. Before I realized it, I was showing her a side of me I've never shown anyone else. It's different from when I'm with Tokyo or Ritsu. She's the only person with whom I can really be myself. Is it because I like her? Took me absurdly long to realize that. I really wanted to be with her. I wanted her to always be by my side. And I wanted her to look at me like I look at her, but I can't allow myself these feelings. I have to focus on my mission. I want to protect everything I've built. I have to give up my own desires. And this is always what I've done. It's the only way for me.
Yeah, so I guess those other three will kind of open up when we do, Tokyo. And then Internal Investigation Report, File 4, Ayumu Mamiya.
Oh, you want me to cooperate with your investigation? Very well, I'm not ashamed of anything I've done. Well, we'll start with some general info then. I'm Ayumu Mamiya. I'm a second year and student council president. My birthday is the 12th of May. My family? Well, that's a good question. I'll tell you all about her. My only family is my younger sister Ritsu and her alone. I do have parents, but they only gave birth to me. I don't consider them family. Never mind about them. Let's talk about Ritsu. She's a great kid. I could go on and on about her. She's ladylike and proper, quite lovely, kind, and also modest. She always shows great consideration for others. She can be kind to a fault sometimes. Plenty of random people have gotten the wrong ideas, so it can be dangerous. But that's what makes her adorable. She truly is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I can get it where like certain conversations like this you could take the wrong way, but again, I take it as like, okay, you're a little strange, but I don't think of it as like, ew, God, you're in love with your sister. It's like you're a little strange and you need to simmer down. And it's kind of like parents who were like, my kid is perfect. Timmy is perfect. Look at him. He's walking. And it's like, yep, Timmy is 8, though. He should have been able to walk before now. No. He's perfect. He would never do anything. And you're like, wow, you are just completely fucking oblivious to what a douche your kid is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But like, Ayumu is just like the crazy obsessed parents who think their kid is perfect. Like, even though Ritsu like does seem like a very nice, sweet girl, so like he's probably not wrong. But you know what I mean? Like, it's weird, yes, that a brother is that, but like he's had to basically be her parents, so kind of can't fault him for it. It's a little odd still, don't get me wrong, I get it. And it's like, it's like phrasing, sir. Just be careful with what you're saying. But I still don't think it crosses over that like, ew territory, you know? It's not the vibe I get. Although sometimes he does say things and you're like, you know, I can understand where people might read into it that way because it's like a little questionable, but I just think it's poor choice of words on his part, you know?
That's enough. I could talk about Ritsu for at least another hour. Oh, I see. You have other questions. Well, if you want to know about my upbringing, that includes Ritsu too. And it's quite a long story. Oh, you're fine then. Very well. My relationship with Tokyo. Yeah, it's true Tokyo has always been with me. He's a childhood friend and he's like family to me. By the way, if we were brothers, I'd definitely be the eldest. Tokyo's birthday's earlier, though, so he's probably insist he's the big brother. Now you'd like to know about my powers and how I act when transformed. Let me see. I try not to speak too much. I don't want to risk someone finding out my identity. Haruka may be a bit unfriendly, but no one benefits from her being friendlier, so it doesn't matter. I try not to overuse my ability Flame Dust. It's difficult to control, after all. It's also extremely lethal, so it's hard to avoid friendly fire. I see it as an ultimate attack to be used at the right times. It's best if I don't have to use it. Actually, if the battles could be avoided altogether, I'd much prefer that. My powers aren't weapons to be taken advantage of.
Says you, but not anybody else. Void.
Alright, it seems we're done then. Are you going back to work now? Oh, you still have more people to interview. Are you also going to interview her? Oh, I see.
He looks so like her. Like the look on his face.
Of course I wouldn't say no. I have no right to. But what about conducting the interview right here? I could stay and watch. There's no need for me to be there. Maybe for you, but what about her? I don't know where you're doing the interview, but she might feel uncomfortable being alone in a room with a man. She can relax more if I'm there. I'm her boyfriend, after all. I'm sure having me there would make it easier for her to say what she really thinks. So would it be alright for me to be present? Oh, okay. I'll ask her about it.
It's funny because he's talking about Haruka, but like Haruka doesn't exist anymore in the scheme of when he's my boyfriend, you know?
I'll tell her to come here so you won't have to contact her. And actually, you'd better not contact her at all. If possible, I'd like you to remove her from your contacts altogether. Oh well, I'm just thinking out loud. Don't mind me.
I'm kind of curious who's conducting the interviews. Think it's the professor?
Well, I'm gonna give her a call, so just wait here. Excuse me.
Aw, he looks so sweet in this. It's so cute. Think there. Okay, I was like, and like, does it just? It waits for you to click, and then everyone else is and then that's it. Okay, so that was it. Oops, I only have one hand, so it's a little difficult, guys, to move. Oh God, I love Tokyo. All right, so we saw all of those. It was just these 3 are the new ones, right? Because, yeah. So, like, that one is just so sad. I don't know. I think that's one of the best bad end CGs we've gotten. I don't know. It kind of, it's like, oh, he just transforms back to himself right before he just vanishes forever. Oh. And like, you can just imagine it, her screaming, like reaching out, and the way he's just kind of sadly looking over, like, the last thing he sees before he dies forever is you. Oh. It may not have been my most favorite route, but I didn't think it was bad. I think so far out of the Bloons Kamui's route really is the best, to be fair. Like, it just seemed really a lot more natural, you know what I mean? But this one's cute too, but it's still so sad and melancholy because it's like, poor Ayamu's now Haruka forever. Oh. Oops. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I can't, like, it's like when I only have one hand, I can't think of how to buttons, but yeah, okay, so that was all of Ayamu's route and all the other stuff. So tomorrow we will start Tokyo's route. Tokyo! Yay! I love him so much. Like, I'm psyched for this. I really am. But yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.